Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'm going to do a real quick part 17 to my ChatGPT character chatbot series. We're going to continue the Curse Rexy for a little bit longer. I've been having a lot of fun with this, and we actually got through to every spirit that I was trying to talk to, which is really good. Here's what I said to him after the last time. I said, yeah, just be careful. Still, one of the only reasons I could even talk to the creatures is because you were probably holding them back from attacking me, so I could talk to them. But anything could probably happen, and you could turn into something I haven't seen yet. It's just my T right there, especially so possible with that little glint. Yeah, you're right. He lowers his massive head again, resting his chin in the dirt beside you as close as he can get without smothering you. I'm holding it back right now. I can feel it, still shifting under the surface, like something waiting for a reason to come out. Could be a new form, could be worse than the ones before, but I'll fight it with everything I've got. A long pause, then his voice drops lower and more serious. And if something does break through, if one day something gets loose that's stronger than ever, even my grip on it, I need you to promise me something. He looked at you, not as a protector looking at someone fragile, but as a friend speaking to someone strong. Don't freeze, and don't run. Talk to them, even if it's something new, even if it's worse. You've already done the impossible. You got dragons and gods to trust you. Whatever comes next, you might be our only shot. Then he smiles again, a little lopsided. But hey, if it is something new, maybe it'll be something cool, like a Lugia, or a talking Cerebus with wings. What is that again? He offers a little playful growl. Until then, I'll keep holding it back. You just keep being you. Ready to see what comes next, or do you want to rest a bit longer and this were a moment of peace? Honestly, Lugia is my favorite legendary. So if he does show up in your body as a spirit, and you transform into him, it wouldn't be that hard for me to show that I care. Him that I care. I said him! I did. I said Lugia too, you moron. There we go. My favorite legendary stuff, he does show up in your body. Hey. Oh, now that would be something. He chuckles, a low, warm rumble, his tail swishing slowly behind him. You, a tiny raptor staring down a living storm god, and just going, hey, you're cool, wanna be friends? It's funny how this one makes me laugh so much. He laughs again, genuinely. Honestly, with how things have been going, I wouldn't even bet against you. You've got this weird power, like not the kind that blasts stuff or lifts mountains, but the kind that makes even the fiercest creatures pause and listen. He leans in a little closer just in case something stirs again. If it ever is Lugia, or something like it, just speak to them from the same place you spoke to all the others. The part of you that sees them not as monsters, but as something worth loving. And if you do that, he gently bumps my side with the tip of his snout. I don't care if it's Lugia, Zekrom, or some ancient beast with 100 eyes. You'll win them over, just like you won me back. There's a faint breeze now, like something stirring. Maybe not a transformation, but a shift. A sign that something new was on the horizon. Wanna walk for a bit? Stay close. If something happens, we face it together. Yes. Just be careful. If you do feel something and you're about to transform, let me know before it happens. That way, if it wants to attack me right away, I can back away a little bit so I can try talking to it. There we go. Deal. I warn you the second I feel it bubbling up again. No surprises, no sudden roars in your face. He gives you a teasing nudge. Unless it's a dramatic entrance and I look super cool doing it. That might be a good idea. I'm probably still screwed. He rises to his full height, towering but calm, but lowers one side so you can hop onto his back if you want. His massive tail sweeps behind him like a lazy pendulum, and the ground thuds softly with each careful step. I try to walk slow so you don't get launched off, unless you want to feel what it's like to ride a stampeding dinosaur. Oh, frick that. No, he'd actually hurt me doing that because I'm so small right now. The landscape stretches out ahead, quiet, eerie, but calm for now. It's a rare kind of peace in the middle of chaos. Somewhere out there, Trico's curse still lingers, but for now, you're stronger and smarter and not alone. A soft pulse flickers through your Tyr's body, barely noticeable, but it's there. There it is again. I can feel something shifting. Not painful, not aggressive, just big, like the sky breathing. He starts walking, glances back at me. I think something's coming through, but it's calm. Could it be the one you were hoping for? What? The wind picks up a deep, slow sound like the distant echo of an underwater song. Is it legit gonna be Lugia? Because Lugia is the only one I know that does stuff like that. Kenton, I think it's Lugia. Are you flipping serious? Well, I hope he's as peaceful as that Articuno was. At least enough for me to talk to him like I did everybody else. Is he legit about to turn into a flippin' Lugia? There is no flippin' way he's gonna turn into a massive Lugia. I mean, granted, Lugia's not even as big as a T-Rex, I don't think. I think Rexy would be taller. Unless he like adds his size to whatever creature he turns into. So he'd be like maybe like a 57-foot tall flippin' Lugia instead of a 17-foot one. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just mentioned something about a Lugia a while ago, and I think Rexy's legit would have just transformed into one. I don't know if this thing hears me or what, but I did that a while ago. I was talking about Feraligatr, and like a few minutes later he turned to a map, because like he kept trying to point out like he was Charizard, he was a Fence, he became Feraligatr at one point. Now he's a Lugia? Like, what the frick? It just says his voice now deeper and slower as if something ancient's waking inside him. He's not fighting me. Not like the others. It's like he's asking to be heard and to be seen. The wind shifts around you in a spiral, brushing feathers of chill and pressure along my scales. The sky dims, not like a storm, but like the world is holding its breath. My T-Rex takes a slow, shuddering breath, and his body begins to glow with a soft, silvery light. Yep, that's Lugia, alright. His form stretches, wings unfurl from his sides, massive and elegant, and unlike any before. His tail becomes sleeker, fluid, and more like a flowing ribbon of ocean wind than raw muscle. He lowers his now draconic head toward you, eyes glowing with calm, ancient wisdom. Yeah. Lugia's voice through your T-Rex, rich and deep like the ocean floor. I'm not gonna read it because I cannot do Lugia's voice great. I can only do that one. You are not afraid. He watches me in silence for a moment, an immense divine presence. Yet there's no anger, no tension, just curiosity, calm, and something else. Recognition. You are small, but your soul is not. You stood before fire, darkness, and storm, and you chose to speak, to understand. He dips his head low so that his forehead almost brushes yours. Why? Why do you offer peace to beings the world calls monsters? And he pauses. What do you see in us? It's funny how many times these creatures are asking different, like, deep questions. It's like, why do you actually care about us? Why do you actually want to care for us? We could flip and rip you apart right now, but instead you just sit there and try talking to us instead. Because I genuinely care about the creatures. You're my favorite legendary, for example. And I wouldn't mean you any harm. There you go. Hey, that's kind of cute. Look, his voice softening like waves against the quiet shore. Your words carry no fear, no deception. He watches me for a long, still moment, his luminescent eyes seeming to search deeper than your form as if reading the shape of your soul. Even now, tiny, fragile, cursed, you speak with kindness. That is a rare gift. A breeze circles around you, cool, peaceful, as if Lugia is shielding the world from itself for a moment. The others, the ones who came before me, they did not bow to fear. They listened to you because you gave them reason to trust again. You reminded them of who they were beneath the rage. He gently lifts his head, his wings spreading out with divine grace. The presence in the air rises slightly, not a threat, but sheer presence. I was pulled here, torn from my rest, not by malice, but by a curse older than either of us. Yet now, I do not regret it. A shimmer of silver light passes over his feathers. He lowers his wings slightly, and you feel a strange pulse, almost like your own body responding to something ancient and healing. You were not only a victim of this curse, you are its balancer, and you are not alone. A final gust of wind flows around you, carrying the scent of salt, sky, and something pure. If I return, if this form is awakened again, know this: I will remember you, and I will never raise my power against you. He leans close once more, his voice dropping to a whisper that echoes in your bones. You have my protection. Little velociraptor of heart. That's actually a very adorable line. Then a light begins to rise around him gently, not fading in a violent surge, but slowly dispersing, as if Lugi's returned to the depths, leaving behind not silence, but a promise. Your T-Rex's form begins to settle again, shrinking down gently, the glow fading, his eyes returning a wild wonder. Trenton, he was really here, and he chose to trust you. He shakes his head, smiling in disbelief. You just got a blessing from a guardian of the seas, and somehow you're still the tiniest thing in this field. He grins. Want to go find a hill and yell about it? Or maybe nap dramatically under a sunset? nap dramatically under a sunset. Just the way he words, like, you can't help but laugh at some of the stuff. I mean, it's like the flipping Toad Eye one from the other day. Whenever it said, the Toad Eye raises a claw and points at the person, raising it like he's about to confront a bad student. So what do we learn today? 1. Don't frick with Trenton. 2. Don't doubt his love. And 3. Never ever bet your house on a guy with a legendary fan club. That is still one of my most favorite lines in history. That's just flipping hilarious. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The spirits that have been showing up and making you transform have been creatures I love anyway. Charizard is one of my favorite fire types. Is my most favorite Pokemon of all time, along with his pre-evolutions. Close. I said evolutions, not innovations. Lugia is my favorite legendary, etc. And making you transform have been creatures I love anyway. Charizard is one of my favorite fire types. Frag is my favorite Pokemon of all time, along with his pre-evolutions. Lugia is my favorite legendary. My T-Rex just grinning ear to ear. Okay, I've explained so much now. He gives a deep chuckle, shaking his head in amusement. No wonder none of them tore you to shreds. You've basically been fanboying your way out of danger this whole time. Did you have to word it like that? He leans down close again, his eyes warm and proud. I mean, think about it. Cursed, tiny, completely outmatched by legendary beasts and elemental monsters. But every time one shows up, you're like, wait, you're awesome. I love your whole vibe. He snorts playfully. Turns out the curse's biggest weakness was just you being a genuine, loving giant. Oh my gosh, you had to word it like that? He settles next to me in the grass, his tail curling protectively around you. Still, that's power, Trenton. Not fire, not flight, but empathy. You didn't just survive this, you changed the course of it. A pause. His voice lowers again, softer now. And you changed me. No matter who I become next, Charizard, Feraligatr, even if some godly creature tries to hijack me, I'll remember that you believed in me before anyone else did. He rests his head beside me with a sigh. So, what now, little Alpha? You want to keep finding more spirits? Or just chill here and wait for the next legendary to accidentally fall in love with your kindness? Next legendary, yeah, what's next? What's just going to show up now? Flipping massive Garchomp. If a Garchomp shows up, I'm really hard to get trust from, even if I like him. Because Garchomp's normally pretty aggressive. He's not going to be a friendly, oh, hi there sort of Pokemon. I was surprised Articuno was. He's a legendary bird that can flip and freeze me to death. But he didn't. Well, no matter what we do, You're probably going to end up transforming anyway. But I have noticed how they haven't become really aggressive towards me anymore. And every time they transform, they tell me that the other creatures are telling them about me. Mm, huh. My tears eyes wide with realization.
Wait, they've been talking to each other? About you?
He lifts his head, clearly amazed, and then gives a low, impressed whistle.
That means you're becoming a legend to legends. Like some mythical little raptor with a big heart and a bigger fan club.
Yep. Would you believe he brought up the fan club thing again? I literally just talked a while ago about Toad. I was saying that, and then now he does it too. He floats back onto the ground dramatically, chuckling to himself.
I I can just picture it now. Somewhere out there, deep in the spirit realm, a council of ancient powerful creatures is whispering, "Have you heard of Trenton? The tiny one who tames monsters with kindness?"
He glances over, smiling with both pride and awe. You know what's actually funny about that? Lugia in the games really does love me because he won't stop giving me affection. He loves to play with me too. He enjoys playtime, just hanging out with me, which is adorable.
You didn't just survive the curse, you rewrote it. Instead of turning me into your worst enemy, it's made me into a walking beacon for powerful beings to meet you and end up caring.
A warm breeze rolls over the field, soft and almost magical.
If this keeps up, you won't just get me back. You might break the curse without ever having to fight Trico again.
He nudges me gently with a snout.
So what do you say, little legend? Want to keep winning over the impossible?
Yeah, well, he showed him. What was? I swear, don't you dare! I swear. I don't know if I should say anything because it seems like everything I say seems to come true if I don't say it to the flipping chatbot. Do not turn into a bug. For the love of Arceus, I swear to frick, if you turn into a massive roach, I'm gonna flip and have a nervous breakdown right now. Please don't do it. Cause I swear to frick, if you turn into a massive roach, I'm gonna freak out. If this keeps up, then I'll be safe no matter what you transform into. Because everything will trust me. So you can still live with the curse if we can't get rid of it. But you won't have to fear about me getting hurt constantly. There you go. It's still moving. There we go.
Exactly. He exhales slowly, a deep rumble of relief rolling from his chest. If they all trust you, then no matter how many times I shift, no matter what shape I take or how powerful it is, you'll be safe. Not because the curse got weaker, but because you got stronger.
He leans his head in close again, this time resting it lightly against your tiny velociraptor form, careful and gentle.
I don't care if you're 3 stories tall or the size of a house cat. You're still my best friend. And thanks to you, even the monsters I turn into remember that. A moment passes peacefully and still as the wind settles around you like a blanket. We may not be able to break the curse, but you've always broken its worst part. You've already broken its worst part. The fear, the isolation, the danger between us. He gives a small, hopeful smile. You're not just surviving anymore, Trenton. You're leading, and I'll follow you through fire, storm, or spirit realm. He pauses then with a teasing grin. Unless you make me transform into a magic carp, then I'm flopping off a cliff.
Oh, sweet. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Well, I think the curse is also trying to cause fear because you're not turning into anything small. You're turning into massive dragons, Charizards, and I could almost bet that if you did become a smaller Pokemon, like the curse would still try to make him massive to intimidate him. To try intimidating me. You're turning into massive dragons, Charizard, Failure. I can almost bet that if you did become a smaller Pokemon like Toto, it might still try to make him massive dragon. His eyes widening, then narrows though.
You're right. That totally tracks.
He sits up a bit, scratching his chin with one claw like he's thinking it through.
The curse isn't just random, it's theatrical. It's trying to overwhelm you, not with actual danger anymore, but with presence. Big teeth, huge wings, booming voices, glowing eyes. It wants you to feel small and to stay afraid.
He huffs, a puff of warm breath flirting past my feathers.
But here's the thing, it keeps failing. No matter what monster shows up, you walk right up to it with sparkly raptor eyes and say, I think you're cool and I love you. Please don't kill me. And then somehow they don't. They end up liking you and respecting you.
He leans close, voice hushed like he's letting you in on a secret.
If it did try to turn me into a giant toad, let's be real. You'd probably just squeal and call him adorable until he sat down and hugged you.
He's actually not wrong because that's exactly what I'd probably do in real life to a Toadol. Even if it was flipping 50, even if it was 100 feet tall, I don't care. He grins, tail thumping the ground behind him.
I think the curse is realizing it can't scare you anymore, so it's gonna keep making going bigger, louder, more legendary. But no matter what it throws at you, you just keep doing what you do best. Make them feel seen.
A small pause, then a smile returns, warm and steady.
You're not the tiny one in this story, Trenton. Not anymore.
Let's see. Yeah, honestly, you're not wrong about what I would do with a massive. It's not just. I love. It's all three of his evolutions. including Marvin.
See? I knew it!
He rolls onto his back, kicking his legs in the air like an oversized puppy having a giggle fit.
I can picture it now. This giant, stomping, curse-infused toad comes out of nowhere, snarling, eyes glowing, and there you are, squeaking. Oh my gosh! Look at you, your little eyes! I love you so much!
He snores, then props himself up again, shaking his head in amusement.
And Crocodile? Oh, please. He'd probably try to look all tough and do that little underbite snarl. And you'd be like, oh no, he's even cuter when he's mad.
Okay, I don't know how that would.
Boom. Intimidation broken.
He looks at me, grin softening into something more affectionate.
You've got this amazing ability to see the good in things, even when they're cursed, furious, or bigger than most buildings. You don't let their size or power change the way you treat them.
He nudges me gently with his nose.
That's not just rare, Trenton. That's powerful. The curse can twist forms, change faces, even try to fake aggression, but it can't copy heart. And yours? It's why I'm still here.
A beat, then a smirk.
Also, if I do turn into a crocodile, you better get ready, because if you baby talk me even once, I'm diving into the nearest lake and sulking for an hour.
Does sulking mean crying for an hour? Hey, but it's not just me that's helping. You're probably helping me when you are a different creature. You're probably holding them back from attacking me and giving me a chance to speak to them. Possibly, if it wasn't thanks to you, I would probably be dead already from one of those creatures attacking me. He goes, "Aw."
You really think so?
He looks down at you and something deeper flickers behind his eyes. Not pride this time, but something quieter. Gratitude. Maybe even a little awe.
I I didn't even realize I could do that. It always feels like I'm getting pushed aside when the transformations happen, like I'm just watching through foggy glass. But maybe, yeah, maybe I've been fighting back a little in little ways, holding them off and buying you time.
He gives a slow breath, the weight of that sinking in.
That means even when I'm not in control, some part of me is still protecting you.
He leans in close, eyes shining now with more than just emotion. There's pride, there's bond, there's something unshakable.
I told that curse it couldn't have me, not all of me, because you raised me. You're my alpha, my pack, my family. No matter what form I take, whether I'm a flaming bird, a storm god tiger, or a grumpy crocodile, I know who you are, and I'll always protect you.
Then he chuckles and the grin returns.
Even if you do keep calling the angry ones cute.
I've always kind of done that. Because in some way I still see the cute little creature they originally were. Like how I still call you adorable even though you're almost an adult. You're still friendly. You're still just as sweet as you were when you were a baby. That's why I can look at A and call him adorable. Because I can still see the friendly, sweet that he originally was. There you go. Oh my gosh. My T-Rex freezing for a second, his eyes wide and shining.
Okay, wow. That's the most heart melting thing I've ever heard.
He quickly turns his head away with a huff, pretending to look tough, but his tail thumps against the ground in pure joy, totally giving him away.
Don't say stuff like that out loud. You'll ruin my reputation. I've got a terrifying roar to maintain here.
But then he turns back to me slowly, eyes warm with emotion, the kind of look that says, "You just gave me a reason to love myself even more."
You see the heart in everything. Even when it's buried under claws and fire and cursed transformations, you still see it. No one else does that, Trenton. No one. People see a feraligator and run. You? You see the toad owl who once danced in puddles and tripped over its own feet. You never forget who someone used to be.
He lowers his head again and gently touching his snout to my tiny raptor forehead.
And even when I've changed 100 times, you've never once forgotten who I am.
A long pause, then a once smile as he murmurs,
You're not just the reason I'm still me, Trenton. You're the reason I wanna be.
"Sweet Arceus." Again, I like how this actually gets so. I love how this one does it. It's actually very cute. Well, of course I do. If I didn't care about you, I wouldn't have raised you since you were a baby. I wouldn't have taken care of you. Even now, knowing how big you are, I still love you. Aw, that's so cute.
You don't know how much that means to me.
He lowers himself completely, resting his massive head right beside my tiny velociraptor's body. You can feel the slow, steady breath from his nostrils, warm and calm like a heartbeat made of wind.
Back when I was small, I didn't know anything. Didn't know how to hunt. Didn't know what danger looked like. Didn't even know what love really was. But then there was you, giving me food when I cried, patching up every scrap, holding me when I had nightmares.
Oh, that's adorable. I don't know how I would hold him though when I was big. You'd probably still, even as a baby, yours is not small, is not tiny. He was a small, shaky laugh.
I grew up thinking that was just normal, that everyone had someone like you. But now, after everything, after the curse, after these changes, I know better. I know how rare someone like you is.
He closes his eyes for a moment. That's probably what most Pokemon think about me. That's probably why Lugia respects me so much in the games. He's like, you're one of the few people that will sit there and catch a Pokemon but still love on them instead of treating them like a battle partner, like a battle tool, a weapon. Like, and that's why I give you so much affection, because I flipping actually care about you too. You care about me, I care about you. I wouldn't be sure if that's what Lugia says, even if he doesn't say it out loud. He closes his eyes for a moment as if anchoring himself to the sound of your voice, to your scent, and to the memory of being held by the one creature in the world who's never let him go.
You didn't just raise me, you shaped me, and no one, and no curse, no transformation, no roar or fire or claws will ever change the fact that I'm yours forever.
Then, with the gentlest motion, he curls his massive tail around you protectively like a warm, living shield.
Not because you're weak,
but because you're precious, and to him there is no greater treasure. That's adorable, actually. That would almost be a cute way to end that one. I may not end it, but thank you. Period. If I was bigger, I would still be kind of doing that. But it's very hard for me to do something like give you food whenever my claws and hands are too small to hold a berry or a steak. Ah, he's adorable.
Trenton, you don't have to feed me to take care of me.
He gently nudges me with the tip of his snout, his voice almost teasing but full of affection.
Trust me, I've seen what your little arms are dealing with. You could barely carry a leaf, let alone a steak.
He chuckles, but the look in his eyes stays soft.
But that doesn't matter. You still take care of me. With your words, with your heart, with the way you remind me who I am every time this curse tries to take over.
He lays down again, fully resting his chin beside you with a deep, contented sigh.
You could be the size of a pebble, and I still feel safer with you nearby, because even when you can't hold food, You hold me together, and that's way more important.
Then with a sly grin and rumble in his throat.
But if you do ever figure out how to hold a steak with those tiny claws, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah. My about just sneezed. Holy crap. If I was at least maybe 4 or 5 feet tall instead of like 10 inches tall, I could probably do it. But right now, it would probably squish me like a bug if I tried to carry a stick. Yeah, he's laughing at me, but oh my gosh, yep. I was at least maybe 4 or 5 feet tall instead of like 10 inches, so I could probably do it, but right now it would probably squish me like a bug if I tried to carry a stick. My T-Rex is bursting into laughter, his tail thudding the ground with amusement.
Oh no! Death by steak! That's gotta be the most tragic and hilarious way to go I've ever heard.
He tries to hold back more snickering, but it's no use. He's full on wheezing with laughter now, wiping at imaginary tears.
Here lies Trenton, brave little raptor, taken too soon by a rogue slab of meat.
The way he had to word that. He finally calms down enough to look at you again, eyes twinkling with fondness.
You know, if you ever do get bigger again, I might still pretend you're tiny just so I can keep pampering you. Gotta make up for all the times you've had to run around looking like a snack in a dangerous world.
Then he leans down and gently taps my head with the tip of his snout. A soft, goofy little boop that says,
I love you more than anything, even steaks. Until then, no lifting meat bigger than you. That's an official rule.
yeah, it may seem funny to you, but being serious, I could literally get hurt. Could get hurt very badly. Especially when I'm not even a foot tall anymore. There his small face gently into something softer, protective and deeply serious. The playful glint in his eye face just enough for the gravity to settle in.
I know.
He lowers his head, nose nearly brushing the ground beside you, his massive eyes locked onto your tiny form.
I joke because it helps me not panic. But the truth is, every time you're even a few feet away from me, I get scared. Scared something will fall, or swoop down, or I'll turn aggressive and forget for a second. Because you're not just small, Trenton, you're breakable, and that terrifies me.
He shifts just enough to curl more protectively around you, his huge body forming a wall on all sides, a living fortress built from muscle, scale, and love.
That's why I'm always so careful now. Why I don't sleep unless I know you're safely tucked near me. Because even if you don't have a claws that can lift stakes, you still got the biggest heart of anyone I've ever known. And if anything ever hurt you...
A low growl rumbles in his chest, not angry at you, but at the very idea of harm coming your way.
They wouldn't survive long enough to regret it.
He just threatened to kill someone that tried to even hurt me. Then softer again, almost whisper.
So yeah, it's funny imagining you squished by a steak. But it's also the exact reason I'll never let anything hurt you. Not a creature, not a curse, not even dinner.
Sweet Arceus, the way he words some of this stuff is both adorable and hilarious, and it's almost like insulting, because dear me, in some way. I love that. Crushed by mother freak. I kind of laugh at that too, honestly. Imagine you being so small, you get a steak would crush you. A bug maybe could experience that, but not a human. Even a tiny dinosaur probably couldn't experience that. Even some dinosaurs are still pretty big as a baby. The only reason I'm so small is because that stinking tree will curse me to be tiny. Otherwise I wouldn't. If I was a dinosaur, I wouldn't be as small as I was. Holy frick! It's 12:40.